It's a reality for us all, whether we like it or not. Getting older.
There you go.
But as much as aging is about changing, this week we'll show you why it doesn't have to be about decline.
Nice.
So you go into the gym and you strut yourself down.
Good. Come on.
The special help for seniors as they navigate pandemic life and the financial worries felt by so many.
It's an emotional and a physically exhausting roller coaster.
Facing the changing reality of retirement in America.
Got it! There you go.
This is The Race. Welcome to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart. The pandemic has knocked many of us off of the fitness routines that we knew before COVID-19. Not being able to stay active can lead to health issues, especially for older Americans, that can be long-term. A group here in Tampa knows that and say they cannot let their age or the virus hold them back.
Where shall I start? I was born,
The shelves in Edith Murway's home give you a glimpse into a life longer than most of us will ever know. What year were you born?
1921.
Wow.
And that was 100 years ago.
While anyone who has seen a century firsthand has more than a story to tell, turn to page 64 of the Guinness Book of World Records.
When people say, oh, you're a power lifter, I say yes.
She is the oldest competitive weightlifter on Earth. Her family shot this video of her lifting 140 pounds when she was 94. But since November, being active has been more difficult. Fears of the Omicron variant have kept her home.
I haven't been to the gym because the doctors have said, stay away. You do not want to take the assumption that it's okay, you've stayed healthy this long.
She is like many seniors who doctors worry are becoming new victims of pandemic life, unable to leave home and keep up with physical activity. University of Michigan researchers recently found nearly 40% of seniors say they've moved less since the start of the pandemic and feel more socially isolated.
Sometimes the first of whatever we do hurts a little bit. You ready right there, Paula? Nice. Second set. Good. Come on.
It's not just physical, it's also depressing. You can feel that when your body starts to deteriorate, your mind knows that.
It's why Carmen Gutworth keeps going.
She's got no cartilage in her knees and arthritis and shows up every day.
According to the CDC, physical activity, which can be as simple as walking, can help prevent or maintain 4 of the 5 most expensive chronic conditions seniors face in this country. Like diabetes and heart disease, arthritis alone racks up medical costs of nearly $140 billion a year.
Nice.
How many?
1. Oh. Lifting heavy weights helps you build muscle, which you start to lose when you start to age. And it also looks good, helps with bone density.
Medical experts at Harvard agree and say weight training can especially strengthen bones in wrists, spines, and hips, the areas they say are most likely to break.
I want to continue to be able to move and do what I want to do as long as I am able to live. But if I can't, I don't want to live.
Do you think you'll go back to the gym ever again?
Oh, definitely.
Edith has been trying to keep moving at home. She believes exercise has helped her live to 100, but that's not her secret to a long life. It's more about the strength of taking on something that may seem impossible and proving it isn't.
Stop at 12.
Oh, I already did 15.
Okay.
They can find that they are capable of doing almost anything in this world. And what more could you ask for in life except to just enjoy it?
The aging baby boomer population is creating an increased demand for caregivers. In many cases, it's adult children who take on the responsibility. Vanessa Mishania met a woman who's preparing others for the job she was not ready to perform.
This is my office. This is what I call my Zoom wall.
Whatever Elizabeth Miller does, she makes it bright. Between her colorful office,
I love turquoise, is like my signature color.
Positive messages and mementos, she surrounds herself with reminders of what her work is all about, showing others the light when it suddenly gets dark.
It's an emotional and a physically exhausting roller coaster to be a family caregiver.
Now an expert caregiving coach, it was never where she thought her career would lead. But a few years ago, Elizabeth abruptly found herself in a position where she had to care for her aging mother.
2014 was what we affectionately call the spiral year in my family.
That's the year her father died, leaving the responsibility of taking care of her chronically ill mother to her and her siblings. And what she found was that she had to become an expert in many things quickly and could not find a community to help her through it.
We were what you call squeezed in the sandwich generation, squeezed between caring for our aging parents and our kids at the same time. And what I was starting to realize is just I wasn't recognizing who I was in the mirror. I just really felt frustrated, overwhelmed, isolated, angry.
Elizabeth was one of the 53 million unpaid family caregivers who find themselves caring for a loved one in the United States who spend between 15 and 35 hours a week providing unpaid care. According to the newest available data, that has the economic value of more than $470 billion, more than what was spent on home care and Medicaid. 53% of caregivers say it has caused a physical and mental decline in themselves, according to the CDC.
So I just started blogging. Some of the first ones, are kind of like negative. And then I thought, this isn't who I am. I want to figure out strategies and solutions for family caregivers and try these on and share them.
Her blog, Happy Healthy Caregiver, turned into a business and a community where people come to her to find coaching and comfort, especially when it comes to self-care and identity, two things most caregivers overlook.
What you're feeling is normal, and people are asking a lot of you, but if you can look in the mirror every night and say, gosh darn it, I did a great job today, that's really the end game. And giving permission right up front that it's okay to take care of themselves.
Caregiving is hard, and it can be difficult to know where to start when you're facing this new responsibility. Elizabeth says the first step is knowing that there are communities and resources like hers across the nation. Her advice? Seek them out and know that there are still bright days ahead.
Find a support group. Maybe you don't need it right now, but somebody needs you to just listen and validate their story. And maybe you can share a tip that's working for you that they may need. Thinking back to what I was like at that time, I would say to myself, yes, this is tough, and it's amazing. It will change you in ways you didn't expect.
I'm Vanessa Mishania.
More to come on The Race. Stick with us.